Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today I feel like I want to tell you guys a little story. You see, we are heading to Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and Johnstown for Brit Floyd is a, kind of special place. Not just because we have an amazing crowd attending the gig every single time that we play here. Not just because the arena where the gig happens is the place where the movie Slapshot was set, but because in the past few years we spend many days in this city doing our production rehearsals day. And so we feel like we're attached to this place. We like being here. We know the area. We love to go and hang around at the pub right in front of the hotel. It's always the same hotel. We kind of know the staff. They are always very nice. It's always a little special to come back. But this time in particular, going back to Johnstown has a special flavor for us. And the story I want to tell you about, it's not about us. It's about one of our lighting tech, Brent.
Okay. My name is Brent Story. I'm 21. I'm a lighting technician for Brit Floyd. Been with Brit Floyd for 8 months now, I think, roughly.
Where are you from?
From Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
That's
born and
really
raised,
And we are heading there.
Tomorrow we have a day off, and then the day after we got a gig there, and then moving on to our next city and state.
How do you feel about it?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see the show at home. Be able to work at home and to experience the audience back in Johnstown, and to see all my friends and family have a good time there.
Brent has been with Brit Floyd for not even a year. But since day one, we all felt like he was everybody's younger brother, because he's great.
So I started, I was doing a volunteer day there, and I got picked up by some of the crew to help out for a little bit, and then next thing I know, by the end of the night, I'm offered a job to come on tour, and it's still a surreal experience for me, but I enjoy every day, enjoy touring, so I couldn't ask for anything different.
He is so nice, he is reliable, he is a hard worker, and he's not afraid to say, I don't know how to do this, help me. And this is a great quality. When he joined Brit Floyd, he wasn't even 21. And even if he is the youngest member of the crew, I think he's the one with the most potential. And even our lighting designer, Mark, I think he sees lots of potential in Brent.
Brent's a very quick learner, very eager to just absorb everything about this business. I meet a lot of people on the road who want to get into lighting, and a lot of them are just because they want to meet the band or something, and you can tell usually pretty quickly if somebody genuinely wants to do this, and for me it was seeing bands like Pink Floyd, and that made me want to actually do this, kind of a thing for a living. And he's got that in him. He definitely wants to take the art and go with it.
Back in 8th grade, I started doing tech, building sets for plays and musicals, and then slowly I worked my way up the rankings, got into lighting, started spotlighting, and from there I was able to start running the board for my high school. That's where I started falling in love with lighting and with theater in general. And then I started designing some shows and went to university for it. And from my university standpoint, I started designing for some dances and some little concerts here and there. And that's when I really fell in love with the dance and concert world. And then from there, I found my love for music and for lighting, building a show out of lights for music specifically. And there I just fell in love with the concert world and with the dance world. And hopefully this career is the one for me. I think it is, but I've been following it and passionate about it for a good time now. So I'm very, very excited to be on tour, very excited to be working for this band, and hopefully I can continue working for them in the future.
And I really hope he's gonna stay with us for a long time. And I have to say that the thing that surprised me the most about Brent is how mature he is. And knowing him a little better helped me to understand why. Because in his past, Brent had to face a big problem. Something that no kid should ever face.
In 2009, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, which is a blood cancer. Family didn't really know what was happening. I just stopped eating. I started losing a lot of weight, stopped being active. I was a very active kid. I played baseball. I started playing hockey. I was ice skating at a very young age. So for me to go unactive is very uncommon. So we went to family doctors, and they diagnosed me with everything that you could imagine. And then eventually they told me, you have two options. We can either do exploratory surgery on you at the age of 7, or we can transport you to Pittsburgh, Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, and they can take over your care. And so my family and I decided that we wanted to go to Pittsburgh and figure out what was going on. They found on an MRI scan a small dot on my hip, which turned out to be cancerous. So I had to endure 3.5 years of chemo, along with monthly spinal taps, couple surgeries, dental surgeries to get any possible infection that could be caused out of my body. So I did 3.5 years of chemo, and now I've been in remission since 2009. I was diagnosed 7/8/09 and hit remission 21 days later. So it was a very quick process for getting everything out of my system, but I still had to do the 3.5 years of chemo to ensure that nothing would come back and that I would be healthy for the rest of my life. So while I was in the hospital, I had an IV sites all over the place all the time, and I requested a SpongeBob. I believe it was a SpongeBob Band-Aid. And the hospital told me that they didn't provide Band-Aids for kids. Every time you left an X-ray or an MRI scan, you would get a little sticker, but you would never be able to have a colorful Band-Aid while you were leaving the hospital. So I started a foundation called Brents Band-Aids, where basically whoever would like to would donate Band-Aids at a collection site, and I would transport them down to Pittsburgh and to different children's hospitals and provide colorful Band-Aids for the kids whenever they would have an IV taken out, or if they got a little cut, whatever it shall be. And I was told by countless staff that it brought joy to everybody's day, even though like the small little things like that can just brighten up somebody's day, especially being in a hospital for weeks, months on end. You never know how long you're in there. Just having a little bit of color in your life is always nice. I'll say hi to everybody in Johnstown. Everybody in Johnstown's been rooting for me, all my friends and family, mom and dad especially. My dad's Brit Floyd was one of my first concerts that I saw as a kid, and my whole family loves it. And so just hi, mom, dad, all friends, family.
When he joined Brit Floyd, he brought, fresh air, enthusiasm, and joy. It was great. And I have to say, it's still a pleasure to work with him. We are all proud of what he's doing because he's great. We can see him growing up and becoming, a real pro.
Oh, he's come, not that he had a long way to come, but he's come a long way just in the time we've known him, He already had pretty good knowledge, but it just keeps growing. And he's probably going to replace me someday. So, best of luck.
So there you go. That was our story for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please maybe you want to consider the idea of support Brent's Foundation. Share this video and maybe go say hi to him and shake his hand, because he really is great, and we're so proud of him. And at 20 years old, most guys want to be Spider-Man, but Brent is actually Peter Parker. So thanks for staying with us, and see you in the next video.
You know what we doing? You know what we do? This is Brit Floyd, baby.